Bây giờ thì là 3 giờ ở trước, vẫn còn ở trước tòa án liên bang Hoa Kỳ ở thành phố Santa Ana. Hiện nay bên trong tòa đang diễn ra buổi điều trần giữa hai phía kiện là thành phố Costa Mesa và phía bị kiện là liên bang Hoa Kỳ về vấn đề sẽ có đem những người đã bị tiếp xúc với lại coronavirus tới một cái cơ sở là Fairview Developmental Center ở thành phố Costa Mesa hay không. Bên trong thì rất là đông người, đã không còn tiếp tục tiếp nhận người vào bên trong nữa. Phía bên dưới đây ở đằng trước building của tòa thì báo chí đang chờ trực sẵn để mà khi mà xong phiên tòa thì sẽ có một buổi họp báo ngay ở ngoài trời ở đây. Chúng ta thấy các đài truyền hình lớn đã đều có mặt ở đây. Đài số 5 KTLA, đài K Cao số 2, đài số 9 News và những cái đài của các sắc dân khác như là đài của Mễ vân vân đều có mặt ở đây. Lát nữa đây chắc chắn là sẽ có rất là nhiều những cái phát biểu của phía đâm đơn kiện, tức là phía của thành phố Costa Mesa.
Katrina Foley, the mayor of the city of Costa Mesa, and I just came from the court hearing. The judge was very, very diligent in questioning the government as to what was the reasons for making this decision. She had many questions that were like ours, not answered. And she extended the time for the hearing to next Monday at 2 p.m. And so she will have a hearing at that time. She directed the parties to meet, and she directed the government to provide to our local, both county public health as well as our local representatives in Costa Mesa, answers to our written questions, answers related to what is the plan, what medical reason is required to have people transferred to Costa Mesa to a dilapidated old building as opposed to a FEMA disaster prepared site? Why is it that Costa Mesa is being treated differently than, for example, Ontario? Or why differently than Nebraska? Or differently than even Alabama? It was very clear that the judge didn't believe that there was any reason other than a political one why Alabama was taken off the list. The lawyers for the federal government essentially admitted that. So why are we being treated differently? Why does Costa Mesa not get the same protections that the law requires in an emergency response? So we're very pleased with the outcome. We still have more work to do, and I want to assure you on behalf of our entire City Council that we will continue to push back against this very bad decision to place people who have tested positive for the coronavirus in the middle of the second most densely populated county in California and risk the spread of that infectious disease to many others much more quickly. We are an area that's densely populated with residential. There are soccer fields on the site that kids play on. There's a golf course. My husband actually is at golf practice with the high school students right this moment, right next door. So this is not an appropriate site. We will continue to push back against this.
What should they ask you guys to meet, kind of talk together, but is there any scenario that you could imagine where you would agree that they could place some people at Fairview that have tested positive?
I can't think of one right now, given the information that's made available to us in that hearing, and we learned a lot of things for the first time at that hearing. I can't think of one situation that would lead us to believe that this is an appropriate location.
What are you hoping that they'll be able to tell you in, say, 3 or 4 more days? Are you hoping for a complete protocol layout, meaning this is how we intend to take over this building, upgrade it, make it suitable for patients, for quarantine, and everything else? In other words, you're looking for specifics, and you're hoping they're going to give it.
I think that we deserve specifics. I think most importantly, we deserve to know why Costa Mesa, California has to be the site for the entire nation as it relates to the coronavirus and quarantine and isolation. Why? Why Costa Mesa? Why now?
Where do you think they should place these people?
Well, they referred to the FEMA location that is a very, very good location in Alabama. They also, the judge talked about how there is a very professional operation in Nebraska that actually is set up for this very type of situation. That's in a location that's isolated and that won't have any ability to spread contagion. And so there are a lot of alternatives. It does not appear that anyone has pursued them.
What did you think about the CDC or the federal lawyer saying that the CDC only went on site this morning to inspect it and then found it suitable, and the judge asked what made it suitable and they didn't seem to answer that?
Again, that's been par for the course for us. No answers. We learn about things in a hearing, and as the judge indicated, normally all the facts are all gathered before the hearing, and the judge's job is just to rule on the legal questions. But we were learning information even as we were sitting there, and this is coming from our federal government. We should all be concerned about that.
What role do you think politics played in the decision? You heard some of the comments about the tweet from the senator, and your attorney talked about Costa Mesa must not have the same pull.
You know, I think there must be politics at all levels involved in this because none of it makes sense. Yes, about a week to 10 days ago, there was a information provided to the city of Costa Mesa to confirm to us that the site was not suitable for a regional homeless shelter because it would take about $25 million and possibly 2 years to retrofit and renovate. And so contrast that to our city officials getting notice at 5:20 p.m. on a Thursday night to tell us that they're going to begin preparations to move highly infected individuals into Costa Mesa on Sunday. So there's just something not right, and we have to question that because the information that we're being given, it's not credible.
In the bottom line, the judge's decision effectively keeps the TRO in place until next Monday, at least, is that correct?
Yes, it'll be in place until next Monday, and then there'll be a hearing on the merits on Monday. In the meantime, we will be submitting our written questions to both the state and federal government to, as the judge indicated, to demand answers, and then also we'll be setting up this week some kind of a meeting.
At one point, the defendant's first attorney said that they decided against Alabama because the site in Costa Mesa was superior. And somehow later on, I don't really think he explained how that was the case. Did you pick up on any of that?
Well, the judge questioned as to what was the medical reason that it was determined that the site in Costa Mesa was more suitable than a existing FEMA medical facility. And that what I heard the lawyer say was that they did not have any medical reason to determine that. It was determined purely because of a presidential reason, or even at the state level. Somebody at the state decided that they wanted to do it.
Invited them. The state level invited
State
them.
level sold you out.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination. I think we're getting failed by both the federal and the state governments. It's a bipartisan effort.
The dog and pony show, and everybody needs to be in
All right,
that
is any
building
other questions?
every day
Okay,
until
thank
they
you.
go away.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank God for that. You can tell who they wanted to blame for it. Neither one of their stories made any sense. The attorney that was for the state was very disrespectful to the judge. The judge asked very thorough questions and got very indecisive answers. She knew she was getting bullied. She knew she was going to get to the bottom of it. I have no doubt that this judge is going to make sure that everybody in Orange County knows that our community is not safe. With the condition of that building, 60 years old, there's not supplied air, there's not anything that's up to date in that building. And the fact that they tried to say, well, what about the people in Northern California? They're being let out just to go to regular hospitals.
You place people over there, what are you going to do?
They're not going to. Our community in Orange County, there's 3 million of us. We're going to be loud and proud, and we're going to stand up, and we're going to fight. And it's not going to happen. No. It's not going to happen. The facilities that have been created for the anthrax virus and for the MRSA virus and for the SARS virus, those are the locations where those people need to go.
That's right.
Where they're skilled locations with skilled workers, skilled laboratories, and they're prepared for this kind of situation.
Reverse ventilation. This was an airborne problem, and you have to have reverse ventilation to keep all the air inside these rooms. There is none of this going on there.
These are 6-year-old huts. These are 6-year-old huts.
Can I get your names, guys?
I'm Kelly DePledge.
And my name's Jennifer Sterling, and I want everyone to come out and fight for our community.
And vote for her too.
Yeah, and don't let anybody tell you that you have to go with the program. I'm so proud of the city of Costa Mesa, and I'm so proud of the Patriots that came out here today. Yes. That room was standing room only.
You said state invited it. Can you clarify?
The state advisors were actually the attorney representatives from the state, and they came in with their big books trying to convince us that they were only going to do 10 people. Then we got to the bottom of it. It wasn't going to be 10 people. It was really going to be 30 to 40 people. Then it turned up to 67 people. That you just could not get a straight answer.
California people to Alabama people.
Oh, then they said, it's only going to be California people that are really sick and frail.
Yeah. Which this is the first time we heard that.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So they're already sick and frail, and they're going to bring them to California. I mean, this is
they
crazy.
never indicated why they really chose Fairview.
It's money. There's money.
What you said about
State
Orange
of
And remember,
California
one of the
sold people out.
contractors
How
was
many
there
of you there
already.
are?
Cosmo
Sure.
contractor was there
Again, the
looking
thing
for a
that
bid.
the thing was that there was no clarity about how many people or what the streamline process was going to be. It really turned out to feel like the federal government made this decision. The state of California said, yeah, you know what? We want to let the people from California stay in California. Let's find a state-owned building, and they pick a 6-year-old building in Costa Mesa.
In May, the governor approved a $2.2 million study to see that. Yes,
This is it. Money.
That was it is money.
There
It
you
comes down
go.
to money. Just follow the money. But he approved this to look at facilities, including this facility, and it came back with a report that it is not even able to house homeless.
The only thing they could determine was that this facility was appropriate because it had rooms with their own bathrooms.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the only reason. And we're talking about a world epidemic right now. And the big thing is first the federal government said, no, it's only 14 days of quarantine. Well, they've already been there 14 days. Then they're, maybe 28 since Italy closed their northern border and stopped church. I mean, at the Vatican yesterday. So clearly the world is, Australia's getting ready to shut down their borders. And here we are in Costa Mesa, minding our own business, thinking, you're going to bring everybody that just got off a ship to Costa Mesa?
I would love to hear some other people talk because everybody, like this woman right over here, this is a situation that people do need to be aware of. Why don't you go ahead?
Yes, this was good what you said.
Well,
You'll have to step forward.
Okay.
Right. Step forward.
Well, I've been following this a lot, and I think the major distrust about the coronavirus is really at the core of this because of things like you just said, that all of a sudden now it's 28 days instead of 14 for the quarantine. They don't know. They don't know in China. They're boarding up people's homes. They're doing things that we hope will never help in America. But in America, what about the people, what about March Air Force Base? What about all this property that the government owns? And I know they don't want our military to be compromised, and neither do we. We don't want anybody to be compromised, but they have buildings not used. They have places that they can do. CDC can bring in the doctors. Why in the middle of the place is an almost condemned building being refurbed in the second highest densely populated county in California?
The government said it has a golf course on 3 sides, and that's
Yes,
the
it
reason
does.
why.
And people, you can walk.
Excuse me, how is your health? That's what I
my
want to hear.
immune system is compromised. Yes.
And how, I'm sorry.
And so where's the lady that was talking about that here?
Yeah, so let's,
Luann.
And how do you spell that?
Luann.
Your last name?
Yeah,
Jallet.
I think what's really-
Jalet. We started talking.
My name is Jennifer Sterling, STERLING.
Just typical spelling on Jennifer, JENNIFER. Okay, well, thank you very much.
I think this is really important. How are people's health? And these two were talking about it, so I would love to hear. I'm so sorry. That information.
Go ahead. No, you're good on this.
Her health's
Right. Good. You shared something
I'm a person
earlier.
with autoimmune diseases and conditions. I'm very susceptible to the coronavirus because it could be absolutely fatal to me. I'm the mother of 5 children, and if something happens to me, who's going to take care of them? And I feel it's irresponsible that they are not taking into consideration the children, the people, and they're not giving us information on what is really going on.
What they're trying to say is we're not compassionate, which is total. I don't want to cuss, I won't, but that is ridiculous. I'm compassionate for the people in China. I wish we knew the truth. I wish everything was better than it is, but it's not. There's too much unknown. And the state stood up there today. They were arrogant to the judge. They lied about the facts. And the city did a great job. The city really had their act together for only having 2 days to get it together. And I just think that they have not done their due diligence, which makes me think, why did California offer this up? Are we getting money from the federal government? What's going on? Why is a facility that's definitely not good for anybody now above all the medical places that are, like in Nebraska and Alabama? We're all being lied to.
They pushed it so quickly.
Yes.
They rushed this so quickly. They gave our city no time to respond whatsoever. They pushed this to move here, and this guy did not want to have a stop or have to do anything else but to move these people in. They said by Sunday they were going to have people moved in. When they went to, that's right, they lied about that. When they went to go look at the sites down there, they already had the state had the people in there trying to clean it up and trying to go through to trying to get these people in there as of Sunday. They wanted to move people. They lied to first there's 15, there's this many, and then it ended up being maybe to 50, 60 people.
Well,
let's
figure this.
Yeah.
If they called in the evening to the Orange County medical person and told him, that means court was only in session Friday. So they had a free weekend to do whatever they wanted. So if the city had not moved so quickly, the people would be in there as of yesterday.
So you think who fault is this? Is this the state or the federal? If it's happened,
I think mostly the state.
I just think mostly the state too. It's mostly the state. They've intervened because they want money and they could care less about you and me. My daughter goes to OC College right by there, okay? Oh, right by there. And they also have places right by there for their Section 8 housing that are right by there. There was a guy that you said that he used to be able to smell when they could smell burnt fish sticks coming from that place when that used to be open. It's not even good enough for the homeless, but this guy's telling us inside their attorney, state of California, it's apples and oranges. He doesn't care about the homeless versus these people with these diseases that are airborne with nothing to contain it and no reverse ventilation so that it doesn't escape. This is totally a money-making decision they're doing there, and they're trying to push it down the city of Costa Mesa. And with people like this here, and all of us, it's not going to stand because we're not going to stand for it. And vote for her because she's running for the 74th seat. Just have to tell you.
And they said that facility is superior to the facility in
Nebraska and Alabama,
and those are places that are for airborne diseases and high infectious diseases. And the facility in Costa Mesa is nearly condemned, so I don't understand
it was built in the
how
50s.
that this is a superior location.
There's no doctors. There's nobody there to do anything. They'd have to bring people in, and they're going to contain these people. Or are they going to go out to 7-Eleven and to Del Taco and bring them back food and contaminate all of us?
Yeah, but
there's nothing. They have nothing. They have given us nothing to secure this location except for money. It has to be because they're pushing it down your throat.
they say like regarding Alabama, they said the senator just called President Trump and then it's take off the list. What do you think about it?
Well, I think they took it off the list because they didn't want it. I think California, the state, didn't care, and they're crooked, and they're the deep swamp. That's what I think, and I think they want money. They don't care about our safety.
So what do you think of that decision of President Trump?
Well, I think also that I'm going to write to President Trump because we don't want it here. But I don't think President Trump realizes this is not a safe place. We don't have all the stuff that Alabama or the other places have that can contain these people. This would make everybody sick. This is not a safe place. I don't think he's aware of that because these state of California lawyers, what I saw, the way they tried to railroad this nice attorney.
I am going to interrupt because we have some really interesting people here that do need to talk. I
That's
know
fine.
you guys
That's
are
fine.
passionate.
Yeah.
We have people that have been affected like with autoimmune diseases and things
Yeah,
like
I
that.
have
Excuse me.
fibromyalgia.
Yeah, anyway, what I'm saying is there's a lot of people. I've been working with the attorney that originally filed the injunction. And this is, I mean, so it's not just a small thing. And what you don't know can hurt you. So the deal is, I don't want to make this political, but I don't understand why all of a sudden I'm sorry, it's not Nebraska, but all of a sudden Alabama's out of the question, and we are still in here. But the thing is, too, is that the state, you know, for some reason, decided to, oh, this is great and everything. They have also been outside today, the CDC, this morning over at the Fairview Developmental Center. What are they doing? They have said, oh, this is going to be great, this works, blah, blah, blah. It makes absolutely no sense. Why would they go out there, so it's been approved.
No, wait, 10 units have been approved today.
That is correct. But what's happening right now, they have, this is going to be repeated on Monday, that they're going to come back. There's going to be another, basically, hearing. And the judge has another hearing on Tuesday, so they couldn't extend it that time. And the deal is that I also heard today, which really bothered me, is that the state is saying we need to move the people right away. We cannot wait. Unfortunately, the deal is when you proceed without caution, you have an issue. And that's how it all works.
Until next week, what could you guys gonna do about?
I'm going to write the president. I'm going to get a hold of every senator that's around here in this state. I'm going to get on Twitter. I'm going to write letters. I'm going to make phone calls, and I'm going to do what I can to let them know this isn't a secure place to send these people.
Actually, firstly, I think that one of the most important things to be done is connecting with. Is connecting with Jennifer, who is the attorney on this matter, and she's the one that filed for the injunction. She is behind closed doors as we speak right now. So the most important thing is we need to contact, obviously, the people here, anybody that we can that can make a difference and speak on behalf, whether it be the governor, anybody and everybody. Because it is, and also go to our Congress people as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Preparedness for the coronavirus. Is there anything you do personally, yourself or your family yet?
You know what? I'm just getting masks, and I'm also getting medicines because I heard that most of our medicines are coming from China, and there will be none pretty soon. It could run out. I hate to be a scare thing, but to be honest with you, we can't even get into China. If we're not going into China February, and we're not going into February in March to inspect anything. And if even so much medicine comes from China, that, I mean, it could be a problem for a lot of people, to be honest with you.
Basically, I bought some masks about 4 months ago. I didn't even think about it. I mean, I was buying it because we needed it. I don't know if it was for painting or something. I will not sell those. I will not do anything, but I'm keeping them because basically it's very difficult to get masks at this time. So can I say that I'm doing anything?
Yeah.
I think the most important thing that we all need to do is awareness. So I am trying to keep myself as aware as possible because that is very important.
Như vậy là phiên tòa liên bang xử vụ kiện của thành phố Costa Mesa kiện tiểu bang và liên bang Hoa Kỳ về việc đã có ý định đưa những người đã bị phơi nhiễm dương tính, thử nghiệm dương tính với virus corona tới một cơ sở ở trong thành phố Costa Mesa, tạm chấm dứt ở đây. Phiên tòa sẽ được dời lại thêm một tuần lễ nữa vào thứ Hai tuần sau. Theo thẩm phán cho biết là để các phía từ địa phương, thành phố cho tới tiểu bang và liên bang có thời giờ để thảo luận với nhau, tìm ra những câu trả lời và cũng để cho thẩm phán có thêm thời gian tìm hiểu để có thể đưa ra quyết định vào phiên tòa tiếp tới. Rất nhiều những câu hỏi còn chưa được trả lời. Những câu hỏi như liệu có những cái động cơ chính trị ở đây hay không? Liệu có những cái động cơ vì tiền ở đây hay không? Được biết rằng là với một cú phone của thượng nghị sĩ tiểu bang Alabama đã khiến cho tiểu bang Alabama đang có một cái nơi được cân nhắc sẽ đưa tới thì đã được lấy ra khỏi danh sách đó sau khi ông thượng nghị sĩ của tiểu bang Alabama gọi cho tổng thống Donald Trump. Vấn đề là nằm ở chỗ tại sao lựa chọn ở thành phố Costa Mesa, lựa chọn ở quận Cam là nơi có rất đông người dân rất đông các cơ sở thương mại, rất đông luồng giao thông thay vì bất cứ một cái nơi nào khác, vắng vẻ hơn, dễ cô lập hơn. Rất nhiều câu hỏi cần được trả lời. Phóng sự của chúng tôi sẽ tạm chấm dứt ở đây. PhoBolsaTV tường thuật từ thành phố Santa Ana, California.